Hey, how you doing everyone? So I'm going to go through a 30-minute beginner animal flow class today. So this is typically shorter than normal, so if you feel like you need to do a little bit more of a warm-up, then feel free to pause the video, carry on warming up until you feel that you're ready for the when we get to the flow. So I'm going to run it, do wrist mobility first, then we're going to do a general warm-up. We're going to do some activations to get the body prepared for the movements. Then I'm going to demonstrate the flow, and then we'll build the flow but to both sides. And then at the end, I'm just going to do it with the call out and see if you can follow along. And then there'll be a short cool down at the end. So as always, don't push through any pain or pinching sensations. Just, you know, if you obviously feel free to pause at any time. Also with the breathing, I'd just like to point out that try and notice your breathing. If you feel like you're holding or anything like that, it's okay to pause and hold it if you need that to brace yourself for any of the movements. But other than that, try and kind of breathe through the movements and not too shallow if you can. And just, you know, like I say, paying attention to your breathing just gives you a good indicator of how you're, you know, coping with the stress of exercise. So also I'm going to be using a yoga mat just for the warm-up. So if you're on a hard surface, obviously that might be a good idea, but I'm only using it for the warm-up. So I think that's it. We're going to get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the hands together and go through some wrist mobility for a start. So just crossing the fingers over, bringing the hands together, and we're going to gently start rolling one hand over the top of the other. So again, we'll just be doing this a little bit shorter than normal, just to make sure that we get through the full class. So nice and gentle. It's a good chance to tune into your breath. Notice how you're breathing. So rolling nice and slowly, one hand over the other. We'll go for a few more repetitions, and then we're going to switch in the opposite direction. So again, nice and slowly, bringing your awareness into your wrists. Okay, and from there, keeping the hands clasped together, but we're going to pop the palms facing down towards the ground. And then we're going to just do some wrist waves, so lifting one arm and shoulder. Imagine there's a wave rolling through the wrists, and then the waves crashing out on the opposite side or dissipating. So again, lifting one hand, rolling the wrists, and let that wave roll through out onto the opposite side. So nice and gentle for a start. We'll do a couple more, and then go back in the opposite direction. So a couple more. Okay, and from there, I'm just popping my feet down, and we're going to bring our wrists into the wrist relief position. So bringing the backs of the hands together, dropping the elbows, and this is our typical animal flow wrist relief position. So anytime throughout the class that you feel like you need to do this, to take a little bit of the pressure off your wrists, a little bit of tension out of the wrists, and go into this position. Also, I'll be doing it after quite a few of the movements, so it's just to take that pressure off. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop my hands forward and spread the fingers nice and wide. So I'm still going to be working on the wrists, and I'm going to tuck my toes under, and then I'm going to be gentle. I'm going to corkscrew my arms first. I'm gently starting to move my shoulders over the tops of my wrists. Okay, getting a nice stretch there, holding that position for 2 or 3 seconds, then gently moving back all the way back to sitting on the heels, and that's going to provide a little bit of tension into the toes, getting the toes used to that movement. So again, corkscrewing the arms, moving the wrists, the shoulders over the top of the wrists. So gently having a little stretch there, then moving back, sitting in that position, again keeping them fingers nice and stretched apart, corkscrewing the arms, moving over the tops of the wrists. So you can move a little bit further each time and gently moving back. We're going to do one more. So moving over the tops of the wrists, loading the shoulders. Nice breath in, nice breath out. Moving back. And you can bring the wrists up into the wrist relief position. Take the pressure off and go back down. And we can go into some circles, so wrist circles now. So again, really spreading them fingers apart on the surface, corkscrewing the arms, and then we want to slowly start rocking or moving around in a nice gentle circle, just exploring the different wrist loading positions. So we'll just do 3 in one direction, 3 in the other, nice and slowly. So sitting back on the heels as you come back and moving forward. Arms are still nice and straight. So, and then back in the opposite direction. Again, nice time to connect to your breath. Just being aware of your breathing. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to do some shoulder blade work. So I'm now on the mat, I'm going to keep them fingers spread apart, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just in a neutral position in my spine, but I'm going to push the ground away and really spread them shoulders apart at the top. So just for a few seconds, and then I'm going to imagine that I'm pulling myself into the floor, so I'm clawing the floor with my hands, pulling myself towards the floor and really squeezing them shoulder blades into each other at the top. So imagine that I'm squeezing a ball or something in between my shoulder blades for a few seconds, and then again pushing that ground away, spreading the shoulders apart all the way to the top. 3 seconds, gripping the floor, pulling your chest towards the floor, squeezing them shoulder blades together. And one more to the top, pushing all the way to the top. And then one more to the floor, so clawing or squeezing the floor, pulling your chest towards the floor, squeezing them shoulder blades together. Okay, and relax there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit back on the mat now. My toes are going to be flat on the floor. I'm going to have my knees slightly shoulder width apart, or just slightly wider than my shoulders. And then I'm going to slide my hands forward into this position. It's like our loaded beast position, or a variation of our loaded beast. And now what I'm going to do is a variation of the wave and load. So I'm going to slowly start shifting my hips over my knees, and then as soon as my hips pass over, I'm rounding my spine, or tucking and rounding my spine and looking at my belly button. And then when my hips pass over my knees, I'm going to pick my feet up, press my heels together. I've got nice straight arms, pushing into the ground, and I'm going to let my belly or my hips fall towards the floor, and then I'm pushing into the ground, and then I'm slowly going to pull them heels in and start looking towards the ceiling. I'm trying to do a breath in this position, and then to come back, I want to tuck the chin, push the ground away, nice and gentle all the way back, so my feet can land on the floor. And then from there I can slide my hands a little bit further forward, and then we'll do another 2. So again, I'm tucking and rounding the spine,
hips pass over my knees, bring my heels, press them together, nice straight arms, lowering myself to the floor, and then start looking towards the ceiling. Pull them heels in, and really pushing into the ground. I'm trying to get my head back. And to come back, I'm going to tuck the chin first, push that ground away, all the way back down, and then I'm going to do one more. So again, tucking and rounding the spine, looking at the belly button, slowly shifting forward, bringing my heels, pressing into the ground, all the way up to the top, eyes towards the ceiling. And to come back, tuck, push the ground away, back into my position. Okay, just going to have a quick drink. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do a couple of crab reaches. So we'll do it, with my knees. So it's just a variation of a crab reach. So again, I'm sat on my knees. I can put doesn't matter which hand, I'm going to put my left hand back for support. I'm going to bring my hand into the centre of my chest. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to push my hips towards the ceiling, and I've got to rotate this arm at the same time. So I'm bringing a little bit of rotation now into the shoulder, holding that hand there, I'm looking straight up towards the ceiling. I'm trying to push them hips up as far as I can, hold that position, and then coming back. I'll do two more on each side. So again, push them hips up, rotate that shoulder, hold that position, and then back, and then one more, pushing the hips up, hold that position, and come back. I'm always trying to push into the ground, so I'm not letting my shoulder push down, I'm always pushing the ground away from me. So I'll go on to the opposite side now. So again, I'm going to bring my hand into the centre of my body, start to push my hips towards the ceiling, rotate that shoulder, looking up towards the ceiling, straight up, and then back down. So again, nice and gentle, pushing up, back down, and then one more. So push them hips up, rotate that shoulder, I'm pushing the ground away, and don't forget to breathe. Cool, so I'm going to get rid of my mat, push that to the back, don't really need that anymore, you're free to keep your mat with you if you want to. And what I'm going to do is we're going to do some activations now. So I'll just set up in this position so you can see. So I'm going to spread my fingers apart, my shoulders are over my hands, I'm going to corkscrew my arms, toes are tucked under, knees should be just under the belly button roughly neutral spine. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to push the ground away, and then I'm going to lift my knees off the floor and hold. So lifting, so I want to bring some tension into my belly, into my midline to create some stability. I'm holding them knees off the floor, I'm still pushing the ground away, I'm trying to breathe best I can. So 3, 2, 1, knees down, bring the wrists up into the relief position, and then let's go back again. So this time I'm going to do the limb lift, so I'm going to lift my left and right foot off the floor. So again, spreading them fingers apart, now do my quick self check, knees under the belly button, toes are tucked under, push the ground away, tension in the midline, knees come off the floor, just high enough to slide a piece of paper under. Now I'm going to lift my left foot just off the floor for 3, 2, 1, popping down. I'm going to lift the right foot for 3, 2, 1, popping down, knees down, wrist relief position. Okay, now we're going to go into the hands. So what I'm going to do, spread the fingers apart, I'm over my shoulders, same position, quick self-check. I'm going to push into the ground, lift the knees off the floor. This time I'm going to try and retract my shoulder. So I'm going to try pushing into the ground with the right, I'm going to pull my left, retract that shoulder. My body's going to shift a little bit or compensate, and that's fine. 3, 2, 1, hand goes down, retract that right. For 3, 2, 1, hand goes down. Keeping the knees off the floor, now we're going to go straight into left hand, right foot. So trying to lift the left hand and the right foot off the floor. For 3, 2, 1, popping down. Right hand, left foot. 3, 2, 1, popping down. Knees down. Shaking out. Or have a shake out if you need to. Wrist relief position. Cool. So I'm going to go into the opposite side. Do my limb lifts in my crab position. Okay, so I'm going to pull my shoulder blades back. So to find my crab position, I want to be roughly in the centre. So I'm in an M position. I'm going to pull my shoulders back. I'm going to push into the floor. My head is slightly up, like I'm looking at a rising sun. Tucking the chin slightly. Hold that position. So again, I'm just off the floor, high enough to slide a piece of paper under. Pulling tension in the shoulders and pulling them back and pushing into the floor. From there, we're going to lift the left foot, just high enough to slide a piece of paper under. 3, 2, 1, lift the right foot. 3, 2, 1, lift the left hand. So I'm going to pull that hand off the floor, I've got to push in with the other one. 3, 2, 1, right hand. 3, 2, 1. So now I'm going to do, nearly forgot then, right foot, left hand. 3, 2, 1, left foot, right hand. 3, 2, 1. Okay, popping down. Cool, so, if you need to take a drink, have a breather, wrists together. So, I'm going to get into the flow now. So it should be, like I say, if you need to pause to do a little bit more warming up, then that's fine. So I think I'm going to come a little bit further back. So what I'm going to do is demonstrate the flow. So it's just a beginner flow. And first I'm going to set up in my crab position. I'm going to actually call out the flow as I'm going through it to save a little bit of time. But I'm going to go through it nice and slow, and then we'll break it all down and then get through some reps towards the end. So I'm going to set into my crab position. My first move is going to be a left leg under switch into loaded beast. So this is just a demonstration at the moment. So now I'm going to right leg beast reach into right leg front step. Then I'm going to go back or return back into loaded beast. I'm going to take a left leg under switch into a right leg, jumping under switch into a left leg side kick through. Now I'm going to take a left leg jumping under switch tap into loaded beast, and then I'm going to go for a wave and load. And then return to loaded beast. Now take a right leg under switch. That brings me back into my crab. Okay, so we're going to break it down a little bit. Okay, what I might do is just make a slight adjustment to the camera. So, what we're going to do is rep it out each side, start building the flow. I'm going to demonstrate it through, so and we can go through a few cues, things you need to look for. So, first position, what we're going to set into is our crab position. So again, if we was doing our limb lifts, we would be lifting left foot, right hand comes to the centre,
and I'm going to take an underswitch. So from there, my first move is going to be a left leg underswitch. So I'm going to lift left foot, right hand comes to the centre. I lift the heel or stepping on the gas. I'm going to take my left knee under the body and my right hand is ready to plank down as if I'm going into my normal beast, but I'm going to push back into and slide my hands forward into my loaded beast. So we can go back to that position again. So from there, I set up in my crab position. I'm going to take a left leg underswitch. So I lift left foot, right hand comes to the centre. I'm stepping on the gas. Knee goes under the body. I push back, slide the hands forward. I'm in my loaded beast. So just a quick check on the loaded beast is knees are pointing out, tension in the midline, shrugging the shoulders. That would be my loaded beast position. Okay, so we'll do one more and then move on to the next. I'll do a couple on the other side. Actually, we'll do a couple on the other side. I'm just going to switch direction so you can still see what I'm doing. We'll do two on this side. So again, I'm in my crab position. I'm going to lift right foot, left hand comes to the centre. I lift the heel, step on the gas. Right leg comes under the body into my loaded beast. So I'm shrugging my shoulders, knees are pointing out, tension in the midline. We'll go for one more. Go back to my crab. So from there, I'm in my crab position and take a right leg under switch. So again, I'm lifting, hand comes to the centre, stepping on the gas. Right leg comes under the body. I'm into my loaded beast. Okay. So I'm going to go back to the original position. So we've took the left leg under switch into my loaded beast. Now I'm going to do a beast reach, a right leg beast reach into a right leg front step. So what our beast reach is, that it's like a wave unload, but I'm going to lift my right leg and tuck it into my belly. And then as I reach my peak position, I'm going to go straight into my front step. It's a nice powerful move, so I can exhale if I want to. Okay, so I'll demonstrate it first and then we can put it together. So if I was doing my beast reach, I'm going to start coming up, pick my right leg off the floor, I extend my leg, tuck that right leg in. As soon as I get to that peak position, I step up into my front step, pulling my arm back, nice tall chest looking forward, and I can exhale if I want to, if that feels good. So nice strong move. Don't be afraid to give it some contact into the ground, and then from there I would put my hand back and go back into my loaded beast. So what we're going to do is put the three moves together so we can have a couple on each side and see how that feels. So set my crab, pull my shoulders back. So from there I'm going to do a left leg under switch into loaded beast, right leg beast reach, into right leg front step. And then pop the hand down, pop back into loaded beast. So reset back to crab position. So I'm going back in my crab, pull my shoulders back, left leg under switch, into loaded beast, right leg beast reach, into right leg front step. So nice tall chest, pulling the arm back, hand goes down, back to loaded beast, and then I'll be ready for the next position. So I'm going to switch around this side just so you can see me. A little bit easier this side. So now I'm going to do a couple on the right. So I'm set my crab position, pulling my shoulders back. I'm going to take a right leg under switch, so lifting, stepping on the gas, hand comes down, and pressing back into my loaded beast. Left leg beast reach into left leg front step. Nice strong move. Hand goes down, I'm popping back into my loaded beast. We'll go back to crab. So again, pulling my shoulders back. I'm going to take a right leg under switch, I'm stepping on the gas, going back into my loaded beast, into left leg beast reach, into left leg front step.
hand goes down, got back to loaded beast. Cool. So that's the next move. And then what I'm going to just show now is from that loaded beast position, we're going to do a left leg under switch into a jumping under switch into a side kick through. So I'm just going to demonstrate it first, and then we'll go practice a few times on each side, and then we'll bring that into the flow as well. So from my loaded beast, I lift my right hand, bring my left leg under the body. I'm going into what's a modified crab, so this foot is slightly out compared to the other one. And then from there, I'm going to lift my right foot, left hand, and I'm going to jump off the flat foot. So I bring my hand over, jump, land in my modified beast, and then take the side kick through. I'm going to drop my heel, hand comes back. Imagine that I'm wiping something off my face, and I come into my side kick through. Okay? So I'll reset back, and then we can practice a few times with that. So I'm in my loaded beast position. I'm going to take a left leg under switch, pop my hand down, right leg jumping under switch, so I jump into a left leg side kick through. Okay? So I'll do one more on that side and then two on the opposite side, and then we'll bring them into the flow so we can have a little practice at that. So from there, I'm in my loaded beast, I'm going to do a left leg under switch into a right leg, jumping under switch into a left leg side kick through. Okay, now I'm going to go the opposite side. So just so you can see me, so from there I'm in my loaded beast. I'm going to do a right leg under switch into a left leg, jumping under switch into right leg side kick through. Okay, I'll go back to one more. So spin around, back to loaded beast. From there, I'm doing a right leg under switch into a left leg, jumping under switch into a right leg side kick through. Cool, so we're going to go back to the beginning, just do once on each side to get that caught up, and then we've just got to finish them a little bit off, and then we can rep it out a few times on each side. So from there, I set my crab position. I'm going to take a left leg under switch into loaded beast, right leg beast reach into right leg front step. Nice and strong. Hand goes down, back into my loaded beast. Then I'm going to take a left leg under switch. So I'm in my modified crab. So I bring my hand up, right leg jumping under switch into left leg side kick through. Okay, so I will spin around this side, and then we'll do this side, bring it up to that point, then have a little breather, I'll have a quick drink. So from there, I'm in my crab. I'm going to do right leg under switch, so I'm stepping on the gas, coming round into my loaded beast. Now I'll do a left leg beast reach into left leg front step, nice and strong. Hand goes down, back to loaded beast, and take a right leg under switch in my modified crab, into a left leg jumping under switch, into a right leg side kick through. Cool, so I'm going to have a quick drink, and I've just got to do a couple more moves to finish it off, and then we can wrap it out. So we've got to the side kick through. So the first one is going to be a left leg side kick through. So I've got myself all the way to this left leg side kick through, and then all I need to do now is another jumping under switch to get back to, a jumping under switch tap to get back to loaded beast. So from there, I'm going to be in my side kick through. I'll demonstrate it first. So I'm in my side kick through. I'm now going to left leg jumping under switch tap into loaded beast. Okay, so all I'm going to do there is the left leg's coming under the body.
Okay, from there, I'm going to try and jump off that right foot. Jump, landing modified crab, tapping crab, right leg back under the body, and I'm in my loaded beast. And then I'm ready to take my wave unload. Okay, so we're going to chuck the wave unload in at the end. So what we're going to do is we'll do a couple of rounds on each side to get to that point. We'll take the wave unload and then add the little moving at the end, and then we can go through it nice and slowly on each side. So from here, I'm in my left leg side kick through. So I bring my left leg under the body, so I'm going to do a left leg jumping. So I'm going to try and jump in, under switch, tap into loaded beast. From there, I'm going to push into the air, so I'm going to take my wave unload, so I'm just driving my hips, tucking around, belly's coming down to the floor. As soon as my shoulders pass over my wrists, I'm letting my waist drop to the floor, my hips, eyes towards the ceiling, pushing into the ground, and to come back, tuck the chin, drive the ground away to that peak position. I'm lowering down, and then all I'll do from here, I'm going to take a right leg under switch, and I set back into my crab. Okay. So what we can do is we'll do once on the other side, and then I'm going to go through the whole flow nice and slowly, and then a couple of reps, see if we can follow along. So let myself set up. So I'm now in a right leg side kick through. So this will be the second side, and I'm going to do a right leg jumping, under switch, tap into loaded beast, wave unload, take my wave unload, so eyes towards the ceiling, pushing into the ground, and to come back, tuck the chin, drive the ground away, up to that peak position, lowering down, right leg comes under the body, I'm back in my crab. Okay. Right, so what we're going to do is go through the whole flow now, nice and steady, once to each side, and then I'm going to speed it up, do it with the call out, see if you can follow along, and then have a little cool down at the end, and then obviously you're free to spend a little bit more time cooling down. So we'll set into our crab position. So again, if you need a little breather with your wrist, just pause the video. So from here, I set my crab, left leg under switch, I'm going to go back into my loaded beast, right leg beast reach into right leg front step, nice and powerful. Hand goes down, popping back to my loaded beast. Now I'm going to take the left leg under switch into right leg jumping under switch into a left leg side kick through. Now I'm going to take my left leg jumping under switch, tap into loaded beast, wave unload, and I'm taking my wave unload up to peak position. So hips coming towards the floor, eyes towards the ceiling, tuck the chin, push the ground away, up to that peak position, down, right leg comes under, I'm back in my crab position. Okay, I'll do once on the opposite side, and then we can do it as, rep it out a few times on each side. So, and then we can finish up. Okay, so set into my crab. I'm going to do right leg under switch into loaded beast. Left leg beast reach into left leg front step. Hand goes down, popping back. Okay, I'm going to take the right leg under switch into a left leg jumping under switch into right leg side kick through. Right leg jumping under switch, tap into loaded beast. Wave unload, up to peak position, eyes towards the ceiling, chin comes down, push the ground away, up to peak position, back down, take the right leg under switch and back into my crab. Okay, so I'll possibly be better doing the left leg under switch, but anyway. So have a little shake out, and then we're going to try and do it to each side. See if you can follow along. I'm going to rep it out twice on each side now, and then I'll do a little bit of breathing at the end, trying to bring the nervous system down to a little bit calmer position. So I'll set my crab. I'm going to go a little bit quicker, and then quite a little bit quicker on the second run. So set crab, left leg under switch to loaded beast, right leg beast reach into right leg front step, hop back to loaded beast, left leg under switch into right leg jumping under switch into left leg side kick through, left leg jumping under switch tap into loaded beast, wave and load, return to loaded beast, right leg under switch, back in my crab. Okay, I'll spin around from there, set my crab, right leg under switch into loaded beast, left leg beast reach into left leg front step, hop back to loaded beast, right leg under switch into left leg jumping under switch into right leg side kick through, right leg jumping under switch tap into loaded beast, wave and load, return to loaded beast. This is where I messed up last time, but I'll do a left leg under switch, and that takes me back into my crab. Okay, and do once more on each side, and then we'll do a little bit of a cool down. So I'll try and go a little bit quicker this time. So what I'm going to do is, when I've done the flow, I'm just going to turn around. If you've got enough room, then you can just carry on. I'm just going to turn around for the camera. So I'll set my crab. Okay, left leg under switch to loaded beast. Right leg beast reach into right leg front step. Hop back to loaded beast. Left leg under switch into right leg jumping under switch into left leg side kick through. Left leg jumping under switch tap into loaded beast. Wave and load. Return to loaded beast. Right leg under switch, back in my crab. I just spin around, straight on to the opposite side. Right leg under switch into loaded beast. Left leg beast reach into left leg front step. Hop back to loaded beast. Right leg under switch into left leg. Jumping under switch into right leg side kick through. Right leg jumping under switch tap into loaded beast. Wave and load. Peak position, return to loaded beast, left leg under switch, and back into my crab. Okay, woo! So, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to bring my yoga mat back into this position. So, when they're a little bit over there, so this one's actually about 35 minutes plus. So that's cool. So what I'm going to do, take it up to the 40 minutes, have a little bit of a cool down. So I don't do any edits, I just try and do the class straight through. So sometimes I can run over a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit, okay, with my legs apart, putting my hands in front of me. Nice tall chest, so imagine nice strong back. I'm looking up. I'm just going to bring an awareness into my breathing. Just let my breathing be what it wants to be at the moment. And we're going to spend the next few minutes taking a little bit of time to try and regulate the breathing, which is going to help to bring the nervous system down. So what we're going to do is just let the body naturally slow down a little bit. So as you can see, I'm quite puffed out myself. So I need to do that too. So it's just bringing awareness to my breathing first. Feeling my hands on the floor. So what we're going to try and change is the exhales, not we're going to try and change the inhales. We're going to see if we can slowly start to extend them exhales a bit in your own time. So whatever your inhale is, normal inhale, you just do that, whatever's happening at the moment. See if you can extend that exhale a little bit. You can keep your eyes open or closed. So what we're going to do over the next couple of minutes is to help us extend our exhales, we're going to add some humming in. You don't have to, but feel free to, I'm going to. So I'm going to add just some humming into my exhales. That's going to help me to extend my exhales. I'm just going to not worry about my inhales too much at the moment, just concentrating on my exhales. So I'm breathing in, and on my out breath, and breathing in, breathing out, and then a little pause at the end before you breathe in again, breathing in, breathing out, and breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, Of course, you can just go at your own pace, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, I want to do 2 more and then switch positions, breathing in, breathing out, and breathing in, breathing out, Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my legs together. I'm going to just tuck my hands underneath my ankles, let my head fall forward. The natural weight of my head is going to slowly start to pull forward. I'm not going to try and stretch down. I'm just going to let the weight of my head pull me forward, and I'm going to carry on with my breathing and my exhales, and also I'm going to still add them hums in. Feel free to do so if you want to. So breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. And do 2 more. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. I'm going to go back to my normal breathing. See if it feels like it's slowed a little bit. See if I feel like my heart rate slowed a little bit. And then we're going to do 2 breaths of just let an exhale out through your mouth. So I'm going to breathe in, And then I'm going to sigh. Let my head fall a little bit further to the floor. One more breath in. Sighing out. And gently coming back into my body. And that's the end of the class. So hopefully, I'd like to say thank you if you took the class and you enjoyed it. Please feel free to give me a like or subscribe to the channel or share it with any of your friends or anybody you know who'd like to try some animal flow. Thank you again and see you next time.